Well, a possible rail strike at both of Canada's main railways could be delayed. Joining us now with the very latest for this, host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney. And Shaun, I know that Real Ag Radio, you guys have been keeping us up to date on this story as it's been developing. And from what I'm hearing, I heard May 22nd possible strike, but there is concern now over safety implications and that this is really stalled. So give us the details here.
Yeah, great to be with you here this morning. So the government of Canada is kind of pulling out an interesting card here, potentially to delay this strike, as you said, that could happen on May 22nd of both of Canada's major rail lines, which is quite unprecedented. So on Thursday, Labour Minister Seamus O'Regan asked the Canada Industrial Relations Board, the CIRB, to look into maintenance of activities agreements between the Teamsters Canada Rail Conference and the two railways, CN Rail and CPKC. So after this is going to be quite fascinating because basically saying safety concerns. And basically there's going to have to be a consult, and there's really no timeline on how long it's going to take for that consult to happen. So under the Canada Labour Code, the minister can ask the CIRB to intervene to decide which activities need to continue during a strike or a walkout, and the parties are banned from beginning a strike or lockout until the board has made a decision. So interesting card that the government's pulled out here.
Yeah, this is interesting. So a lot of people going, wait, we're scratching our heads, safety concern. What are the safety implications, and what is the timeline for the board to come back to these union workers?
No timeline. That's
Wow.
The interesting part. So the union is not going to be happy about that. The negotiations, both railways are still continuing negotiations. So I think that's a positive. While all this is happening, negotiations still are very much underway. When as you read into like safety concerns, a lot of it has to do with just basically, is this an essential service, and maybe there's some supplies that are railed into Canada that are much needed. They are staples of life. So this is it would be very inopportune for a strike of both railways at the same time. We're talking about 6,000 conductors with CN, 3,200 with CPKC, and around 80 or 90 rail traffic controllers at CPKC. So this is a considerable amount of people, just over 9,000. So this is a big strike potentially.
Absolutely. So, Shaun, what's the issue at hand here between the union and the railways? What would they like to see?
Yeah, well, typical stuff: money, days notice to work, things like that, which typically are a part of many different strikes, including past railway ones as well. It's just very strange for both railways to be striking potentially at the exact same time. That's the huge piece of weight here on this. And it's some have said, I've heard some say that it wouldn't be that big of a deal based on the timing from a grain hauling perspective. But I don't know if that's really true because we have so much 23 crop that is still out there in farmers' bins. So it's not like we're just waiting to the new crop till we have to get busy again here from a grain shipping perspective. And of course, for American farmers listening, there's a lot of potash that comes out of Canada, and any sort of slowdown in that traffic could create a big problem into places like the Midwest. So this ropes in farmers on both sides of the border for sure.
Absolutely. It would have tremendous ripple effects. Shaun, as always, thank you so much for joining us, for breaking this down. I know that you're going to continue your coverage of this story and so much more on Real Ag Radio. Again, Shaun, thank you. This Real Ag Radio update, by the way, brought to you by Economics. You can actually go to nutrient-ecomics.com for the latest crop nutrition research and information. You can also catch Shaun on his show, Real Ag Radio, which airs 4:30 p.m. Eastern, weekdays, Rural Radio Channel 147 on SiriusXM.